Hey folks, Jeff S, aka True Knowledge, with Andre's a pop culture guy, special guest co-host on the MCU'S Bleeding Edge Through Channel podcast, here to do a recap of the Penguin episode 2 and Inside Man, along with the first episode of Daryl Dixon, the Book of Carol. So we're waiting on Cyberneticshark to join us, my other co-host. In the meantime, what's up, Andreas?
Pretty good. How about you, sir?
The first episode of Daryl Dixon kind of sucked.
Get out of here. You and your claims. We'll discuss that later in the show. Really?
Yeah, it was kind of boring.
Well, we had to get introduced with Carol, so...
A lot of meandering around. A lot of fucking around, man. Not like the Penguin, bro. The Penguin is tight.
Yeah, that's true. Penguin is tight, and I gotta say, this second episode was lit. It was awesome. So excited for episode 3. I hope I wish it's Sunday again to watch episode 3 of the Penguin.
Almost as tight as a lady boy's pussy.
Oh, your claims is hilarious.
Almost as tight.
Yeah,
as a lady boy's pussy.
Yeah. Hey, today's the last day of September. Tomorrow's gonna be October. Happy Halloween season. It's crazy. Oh god.
I know. It feels like forever since we did Secret Invasion. Remember when we did Secret Invasion?
No, I don't know what
Kendra?
you're talking about. No, I don't know. I know John and Kendra, great people. I don't know what you're talking about. Secret Invasion. Did they actually adapt Secret Invasion, the Marvel comic book? Oh
yep.
My god.
You were on my squad that I put together for all the reviews. Did all of them.
Wow. I just can't believe
it. On the finale, I don't know what we talked about for. I moderated. I don't know what we talked about for so long, but we went for 4 hours and 40 minutes on the finale.
I remember 2 things: massage parlor and a lot of sex jokes. That's
4 hours.
Plus.
That was a long show. I saw it the other day and I was like, holy shit, that must have been a long night. We didn't finish that show until 2:00.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Holy fuck. So the Penguin episode 2, Inside Man, coming off a stellar episode 1 that was absolutely fabulous. The Penguin is looking really good right now. And I'd have to expect will probably be nominated for some Emmys, I would imagine.
Yeah, it definitely
just based off of the first 2 episodes, definitely Emmy contending material. I would think so far.
Yeah.
The second episode of the Penguin, all the episodes are an hour long. They're all an hour long, but this one flies by a little bit quicker than the first one did, I guess, because you've already kind of started with the episode. You started with the first episode. It's the second episode of the series, so the second episode always flows a little bit quicker, I think, than that first one does.
Yeah.
And the first episode, the second episode of the Penguin is very much like that. It's very watchable. It's very entertaining content, and it basically starts off with. Though irate that Oz framed him, Maroni continues their partnership by allowing Oz to help with a Falcone drop shipment that is subsequently taken by Maroni's crew. Carmine's brother, Luca, arrives to head the family. Meanwhile, Francis is revealed to be suffering from dementia. Sophia suffers PTSD from Alberto's death and becomes increasingly unhinged. She is convinced that someone in the crew is a mole for Maroni. And I'll stop there. Going up to the point where you have Alberto's funeral, Andres Pop Culture Guy. What are your thoughts on the introduction of episode 2, The Inside Man, the Penguin?
Penguin. Well, I mean, very fantastic. I mean, yeah, I agree with you, Jeff. Every time we get to our, when we get rolling with our series, the episodes, particularly episode 2, gets a very fast pace, which is good because we're already, done with all the setup for this season's like arc for Penguin and like what's going on for this whole series. So it's pretty clear. And like you're seeing this episode, particularly like the movement of him becoming, literally the inside man for both families, the Maroni and the Falcons in this episode. Well done, by the way. Like legit, like it was like Goodfellas meets Conceal here in this episode. Just him, in and out trying to balance his duty between the Maroons and the Falcons, like trying to trick one of them and trying to get these plans moving forward. And so that was really great. By the way, Clancy Brown, who plays Sal Maroni, great actor. I love how he talks to Penguin. He knows him. I just love how you say, "You're cocky, motherfucker." One of the best lines ever. So you see in the jail there, he's they have the right now to like get the operation on track. So now you see Penguin giving the Maroons the chance to get the drops so that they can distribute the drugs and all that. And we get a really cool action scene here, with the truck being hijacked by one of the Maroon man. Very stellar action. Very funny too. I love the joke when Penguin told the people, the band, that what's the difference between mafia and government? They're organized, and it's like that's so funny. And you see, the hijack was so spectacular, very cinematic. I mean, as any HBO show, really cool. And it was really cool to see him using the same gun that he used in the Batman. When before him and Batman got the car chase and the Batman, which is cool. And then what I like about this sequence, this first half up to the funeral, is Sophie Falcon's development. Like it was really cool to see, her like in the like what is it, the therapy session where she's like being like hypnotes by one of her therapists from Arkham State. And so that was really creepy, like very like I mean like Chucky or like one of those like horror type of films, which was spectacular. I love
they canceled Chucky. It's canceled.
I know. Well, we're gonna get another movie, so I guess that's fine. He always comes back. Chucky always comes back. So anyway, very sad news. But hey, 3 great seasons. That's good enough. So yeah, I really like the development of Sophie Falcon. She's very like fascinating character. I'm very curious about her therapist. Is that's gonna be a thing? And you see how she's getting pushed away by the men, of the Falcon mafia, because as always, the mafia doesn't treat women right, and which is kind of crazy. They should know she's very dangerous, and like they should care more about like watching Sophie, because she is very smart and very dangerous person, as this episode has declared. And I like how smart she is as a villain. I like her development relationship with the Penguin, despite like it's very intriguing rivalry between her and the Penguin. Penguin's trying to like trick her that he didn't kill Alberto, and that someone else in the family is the mold, the rat in the family that killed her brother, So she has a lot of stake there, and it's very intriguing how famous she is as a serial killer, aka the Handman, which is I love that expansion of that part of the character. So yeah, overall, I think this sequence was really great. Penguin's mom, very sad. I feel really bad for her. Her dementia is getting worse, which is really sad. And you see a different side of the Penguin, which is something you saw a little bit in the TV show Gotham. If you haven't seen that, the relationship between the Penguin and his mom is a very important thing from that and the comic books, the new recent comic books like the New 52. So I really dug in that part. And he's trying his best to deliver the promise he gave to his mom, to be somebody, So like overall great first sequence, like great character development, great action from the beginning, which is great. And so I'm very pleased.
Okay, back to me. No more Chucky.
Oh my god! I'm sorry I brought Chucky, folks. I knew he was gonna do something. He's gonna make another joke, and I bet
What are you talking about?
I bet $100 million. I will bet $100 million he will put a clip of this little guy dressing up as Chucky, like scaring the people and some march or something like that. Anyway, I'm just playing with you, brother. Just playing.
No, sir. No, sir. I guess no Cyber tonight.
Yeah.
Maybe he had to work. Maybe he had to work tonight. It's very possible he had to work. He could have had to work. But anyways, back to the Penguin. So, after Alberto's funeral, Sophia bribes a retired GCPD detective, formerly on her father's payroll, to investigate the heist. And the man kidnaps Irvad, one of Maroni's henchmen. Maroni's wife, Nadia, assigns Oz to retrieve Irvad from the Falcones before they get him to talk. Oz assigns Victor to plant evidence to frame Falcone underboss Johnny Beatty for Alberto's murder, while he reaches Irvad to have him implicate Beatty. I'll stop there before, Oz kills Irvad. My thoughts on the beginning of this part of the episode are essentially that it's a really good continuation story of like the Penguin, showcasing the Penguin, as the main character. It's a very well put together episode, geared around him completely, where he's in basically the only times he's not on camera are when it's Sophia. You know what I'm saying? Like they only pan off him to go to her. That's the only real cut you see in the show. Where at least so far where they separate, is when the camera pans over. Unless it's Vic. There's also they will cut to Vic too, occasionally. Vic has a smaller role so far this episode. At this point, this part right here, he doesn't have as much impact, Vic, on episode 2 as he did in episode 1. But he's still there. He's good. I liked him when Oz goes to see his wife, his mother. I mean, after he sees his girlfriend, which I like the girlfriend character. I thought that was cool that he had the girls over. He tried to hook Vic up with that chick, and like Vic couldn't talk right because he has his disability or whatever, So like he couldn't talk, and plus she was talking about the part of like Gotham where he's from. They got like fucked up from like the Riddler and shit. You know what I'm saying? From the water, right?
Clear point.
They got flooded. Yeah, they got flooded. So Vic got a text message from somebody asking if he's okay and shit, but they didn't say who it is. So we got a mystery going on that. Like, we got to find out who this person was that hit Vic up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm assuming it's probably Vic's mom or something.
No, I think it's a friend or like a childhood friend of Vic, because we know that the family are dead. Penguin knows his family's dead because of the flood and all that. So I feel like that's a childhood friend of Vic from that town that he came from, and probably is worried about him or something like that. I feel like that's what's going on with that text and all that.
It was a weird conversation he had with that camera chick. It was weird. It was like a weird conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like it went really long. I expected it to end and just kept on going. It was interesting. So the scene, the action scene, the heist scene where they heist the shipment was dope. It was cool seeing the Penguin using that Uzi, that M16 looking gun. You know, I like those guns. They're cool. They're cool looking. We're doing Predator soon, and in Predator they have all kinds of Uzis and like submachine guns and shit like that. They're really cool. Some of the guys shoot two of them at a time. You know, it's
Oh my
great.
god, yeah.
Little plug for the Predator there.
Yeah. By the way, everyone knows Kurt Urban used that when his arm gets cut off by one of the lasers from the Predator. So it's very funny.
That wasn't an Uzi though. That was a submachine gun.
Something from machine gun?
Yeah,
No.
that was a submachine gun. That wasn't an Uzi.
Well, I guess. Yeah, I guess
it was a one hand submachine gun.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking. It looked similar to like a Uzi, but yeah, I guess you're right. It had a different sound,
but bigger. You know what I mean? Like it looked bigger. It had a big clip. You know the ones that he uses.
Yeah,
I don't think they use an Uzi. Do they? In Predator?
Yeah, they do. Like the thing I'm talking about. His death. Kurt Urban's character's death.
One of the guns he grabs is an Uzi.
Yeah. Yeah, when we get to in a couple weeks, like it's actually is a Uzi. It's just a very it's an older model where this Penguin show they're using like the new model, I guess. I'm not familiar with guns, so like again, but I get what you're talking about, Jeff. What's the name? I just didn't put it in my notes here, but yeah. I love that gun too, and that's the same gun that Uzi that Penguin used in the Batman when before he gets chased by Batman in the Batmobile.
I don't think they're very accurate. You know what I'm saying? They're only really good for short distances. You know what I mean? Like long distances, they're not accurate.
No. I mean, you have to disbelieve that. That's movie magic. In movies, they think every gun can shoot like far in the distance. It's like no way. That's not happening. That's not how guns use.
I like sniper rifles.
Oh, I like those too.
Guns, they're cool.
Yeah.
We're doing Black Hawk Down too. There's a lot of good guns in Black Hawk Down. We've got some good movies coming up. We've got Black Hawk Down. We've got Constantine.
Oh,
Constantine.
That's a good one. Dark Knight Rises.
We still have to do Dark Knight Rises. That's right. We've got we also have besides the Predator, I picked on my end, I picked Justice League, Wonder Woman. We're doing it in October. Wonder Woman.
Okay.
I love that movie. We're doing Wonder Woman. We're doing Justice League. We're gonna do the original Justice League film.
You're talking about the Just what the hell?
The Whedon cut, yeah.
Oh my god!
Because I never watched it. I bought it and I have it, but I never watched it. So this will give me a reason to watch it.
I guess this is gonna give me a reason to watch the Snyder Cut now. If I destroy you.
Well, you never watched the Snyder Cut?
No. Well, now I'm sharing Max now with you, so I have a chance now to watch it. But now, if we're gonna do the Whedon Cut, I'm like, well, let me start doing my review of Snyder Cut.
You should just do Snyder Cut on your channel. It'll give you something to cover.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyway,
that would be 4 whole Sundays that you could do where you'd have something to cover.
I don't know. Let's see. I don't know. It'll be kind of tired for some people, but we'll see.
Anyway. Okay. Anyways, so and then I got the Patriot in there. I'm doing the Patriot. That's a classic.
Yeah. Oh, I love that movie. I see that so many times in school.
Blade Runner 2049.
Ooh. That's a
I never saw that. So I want to do that. I wanted to watch that. We're doing that. We're doing Boogie Nights.
That was good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
So what do you think about the Penguin where I talked about in the episode that second part of the episode after the intro?
Yeah. So speaking of Vic, I think it's great to see Vic again. You're seeing the partnership with Penguin going somewhat good. Before we get into them. and I'm very curious about that text. I like this shows just keeping us engaged with what's going on with the people's lives here. We're getting not only their like fake lives in the mafia gang, like the gang war, but also you see their personal lives as well. So I'm very curious what Vic has, like the fact that he's joining this violent crime life, and is he up for it? As he's been questioned by the Penguin last episode. So I'm very curious about that. And then, I like the world building. Like, you see how the Riddler, like, I really appreciate that the Riddler is still prominent. Like, we see, like, a lot of his question marks, and the bartender that's talking to that, like, drug addict cop that's going to help Sophie capture one of the Rome men that did the drop heist in the beginning of this episode. The bartender say, like, go tuck up to the Riddler, applying that, because of his terrorist attack on Gotham, literally has created this, like, what's the word? Drug epidemic where, like, there's no supply of drops at all for these, drug addicts or have to get. So that's really cool. So I really appreciate the world building here. It was, I say before, seeing Sophie here again, that's seeing more of her like prominent how you say it, like public exception as the serial killer is very intriguing. Like, I love that scene where she meets one of her, like, cousins, I guess, and they talk and it's like very normal. But then when her kid, the cousin's daughter came around, Sophie's trying to, like, maybe fix her dress, right? And then the mom pulls her away. It's like, I could do that. Like, she was very scared of her touching her kid. And then I love how Sophie teases, the mom. It's like, here we go, take care of her, And so I felt like that scene was one of the best scenes in that episode, showing how Sophie can be very scary and dangerous. Last episode she shot a kid, and so she could definitely kill, like, a little kid in the show. So I thought that scene was really intriguing. What else? I'm blanking. That was the funeral. I want to bring this up. The funeral. What was interesting? He lied to Sophie about Dodger. Calm yourself. I hear Dodger. What was it? Dodger. God. Well, let's see. Sophie in the funeral. He was talking to Sophie in the funeral, still, like, trying to win her side to his side, right? He lied to her about his mom, that his mom is actually dead, which, in fact, we know that the mom is alive. So, like, that's very dangerous, and you can, like, I can now see the mom, Penguin's mom, will definitely be killed by Sophie, either end of the series or whatnot, or Vic simultaneously as well. And so it's very intriguing that that Oz is lying to Sophie about the whereabouts, or really the status of her mom, his mom. So that was really intriguing in that sequence. And I thought that part of was really great at just building the world building, and then some of the character developments for these characters, which is something that it's very important for shows to be exceeding, and thank goodness this part is exceeding.
Okay, sorry about that.
No worries, Dodger. Maybe there's something out there. We're in the Halloween season.
I heard noise. I just wanted to make sure nobody was trying to come in my house or something.
Yeah. You have to watch out now. It's Halloween season. Night of the creatures. The night of the killers.
All right, so I'm going to play the Penguin trailer to give us a little break. What the hell did he get nominated for?
Oh, He nominated from like a very good Irish film back in 2 years ago. So that's he was nominated for best actor.
Oh yeah.
Yep. It's called the Banshee of something. It also stars Barry Cohen, the actor that played the Joker in the Batman as well. So good movie. Yeah. It was directed by the guy that did the Seven Cycles, Three Blue Bills, Missouri. Great actor, great director. Did a great film a
All
couple
right.
years
So
ago.
Penguin episode 2, we get Oz assigns Victor to plant evidence to frame Falcone's underboss, Johnny Beatty, for Alberto's murder, while he reaches Irvin to have him implicate Beatty. However, Victor is caught trying to plant the evidence in Alberto's murder. It barely escapes. Oz murders Irvin with a switchblade and frames Sophia's enforcer Castillo as the mole by planting the weapon on him. Luca executes Castillo, denying Sophia's demand that she do the so to avenge Alberto, and orders her out of the family's business. Oz makes Victor dig a grave for Irvin and Castillo, threatening to kill him if he fails again. He then meets with Sophia, who asks him for a partnership to wipe out the Falcone family hierarchy so she may take control. So, what are your thoughts on that final third of the episode, Andreas, Pop Culture Guy?
Really great. It was very intense. You know, I mean, just for Penguin to like try to rescue this guy, and then plus setting up the douchey Johnny Vito, for he's the one that caused the death, right? And this whole sequence was just so spectacular. Just seeing how Penguin is very smart. He can walk around these situations. And poor Vic, he was trying his best. But he made a mistake, and unfortunately caused Penguin to kill these two smunks that were not supposed to be the ones that should be in the grave. So it was really sad, and seeing Penguin. One of the things I appreciate, again, to repeat, I appreciate the show reminding us that Penguin is a bad person. And he tells Vic, look, what you done here? You made a mistake here. Stop sorry, apologize so much. Do the job, and then I can see you're up for this task and slash life that you're getting into, right? And I think that's one of the things I really appreciate about this show is the dark gray area that the show lands with the Penguin as a character. Because I always frustrate that these like villain centric stories have to turn the villain into like a hero. Here, I appreciate the Penguin being still the gangster, a villain. So so he can kill Vic if he doesn't follow the rules or complete the task correctly. But it helped to stir Sophie into his side. Like, at least that happened. The fact that I was very surprised that this episode, we got Sophie calling Penguin and like ask him to help her find to take down these older gentlemen that's running her family organization, the Falcone business. So I'm very, very curious, or very, very excited to see these two partnership that have been very much like, and moving forward with these next episodes, because it's going to be crazy for them to take down this family. So overall, I really enjoyed this third episode, the secondary episode of the Penguin, and just very excited for the next couple episodes. This is becoming one of my favorite shows so far in 2024. It can definitely beat The Fallout and Shogun. We'll see.
Okay. I'm on Quora right now looking at people asking questions if Wakanda is a real country. It's like, motherfucker, look at a globe. Do you see Wakanda on there?
Dear Lord.
Wakanda forever, bitch.
Please, no.
All right. So the Penguin episode 2, I'm gonna give it a 8 for a rating. What about you?
I'll give it a 9 out of 10. I think it's still good. It's a good secondary episode. So I give it 9 out of 10.
Okay, folks. Daryl Dixon, season 2, episode 1. I got a trailer. Here we go. I did have a trailer.
Daryl Dixon.
What the fuck?
Yeah, love that trailer.
The hell is that? You got the TV out of the background? I can hear it.
How can you hear it?
What do you watch?
Yeah. A murder mystery show called Midsummer Murders.
Yeah, I can hear it. It's loud. It's loud as fuck. What are you kidding me?
I'll be loud. It's only like 8% here. 8%. Oh my god! Someone's shooting at the TV. Like, it's crazy.
Everybody watching can hear it.
Well, good. I want people to hear this. I wanted to know I'm watching a very, very crime show.
Don't you think that'll compete? Don't you think that'll compete with us talking?
No, but I had to. Oh my god! This guy's shooting this car. Oh my god! 2 towers.
Turn off your TV, sir. Come on now. How about you mute it?
F you, sir. And people, comment down below if you like this. I think this would be good.
What?
Good
If they like this?
Yeah, exactly.
I guess. I'm sure plenty of people like that. Yeah, why wouldn't they like it?
Anyway. So you say you didn't like this episode, right? And I gotta say,
I thought it was kind of boring.
Boring. I mean, I thought this was pretty good. I mean, it's not as good as like the first season's premiere last year. Like, it's not gonna beat that. I mean, that's a tough order, and it's still a great show. I think it's still a great Daryl Dixon episode. It's like, I mean, it's a proper, reintroduction of Carol. Like, I like that we got Carol as the centric, focus of this episode, which I like.
It was long, long episode.
Yeah, but we still got some fun moments, and plus setting up the story for this season, which is like very important. So like, at least we get that. We still get cool, Walking Dead moments. So I don't know. I kind of disagree. I don't think it was a boring episode. I think it was a decent, season premiere. That's was just trying to build the next few episodes. I
thought the Carol part of the episode dragged.
Yeah,
that's what I thought. I thought the Carol part dragged a little bit. Like, it dragged a little bit. Compared to the pace we're used to for Daryl Dixon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I felt like the pace was a little bit more Walking Dead-ish than Daryl Dixon. Bringing Carol on.
Yeah.
It changed the pace of the show.
Yeah. I mean, like, see, this is 2024. Yeah, like, it's been 2 years since the retro Walking Dead's been done, and that's been since we saw her. So it makes a lot of sense to focus her and have so many scenes with her. So but yeah. I will say, like, we don't need like how to say, like we don't need her like going to the port, and like, I feel like you can cut that scene.
Well, let me read the synopsis, and we'll break it down from there. So, 2 weeks after choosing to save Laurent and stay in France for the time being, Daryl trains the boy in fighting the undead and clashes with Lo Sang about his more violent ways compared to the Union of Hope's pacifism.
Mm-hmm.
Daryl struggles with a feeling of not belonging and missing those that he left behind in America. After Janae's troops capture Philo and Emile, Daryl leads a raid and rescues them, although Janae manages to escape before he can shoot her. So I'll stop there. What are your thoughts on that part of the episode? I thought that Daryl was too slow to shoot Janae. Like he took too long.
I know it was so funny. Like, come on, dude. Like, I get you were trying to reload your gun. It's like, just shoot her. She's like right there. And by the way, this is my second time watching the episode today. I was so surprised she was there, like going to be in this like comfort, with the prisoners, right? And so like she was like so much like a supervillain on like a Saturday morning cartoon, and he's like, I was expecting you here. I was like, wow. And then how convenient that the explosion back of Daryl, like hit, and then she left, like Batman style, disappear, which is crazy. So I found that very comedic. Yeah, the Daryl Dixon section was very intriguing. Like the conversation with the guy that we got introduced with the season. What's his name? What's his name? Lason or something? What was that? The leader for that like castle, that is telling Daryl not to train the kid with violence, and he we see him again with the stick, the jittle stick, whatever. That's like very like reminiscent of Morgan's stick that we saw in the later seasons when Morgan became part of the Walking Dead cast. Like it was very intriguing towards the end of his part that this group is trying to do something to like use the kid to maybe build up a army or something like that, doing something that's not what I think Daryl and none thought this will help the kid to aspire to be. So I'm like very curious about that storyline. Like this is not like it's gonna be totally something that they're not expecting, and they're just using the kid to like prompt up more violence maybe or something like that. But we'll see. So I thought that section was pretty cool. But yeah, that part when Daryl meets the bad guy from last season was kind of funny, and it's like why just she was right there, but we need her. Like she is the main bad, so like it's like we can't kill her off right now. So I totally get it, but like I think you don't need that like scene at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my only thoughts would be that we didn't get much Laurent in the episode. Just in the beginning we saw Laurent, and that was it. Not much Isabel either. We barely saw Isabel. I think Daryl talks to her right before he goes on the raid, and that's it for the rest of the episode. I think it's all Daryl it's all Carol from there on, pretty much. It's like you've got Daryl in the beginning, then you get Carol, then you get the raid with Daryl, and then it's all Carol from there.
Yeah. But it makes sense. I mean, like I get what you're saying that some of Carol's scenes were dragging, but I was kind of wondering how we're gonna get Carol to French, in this season, and I kind of appreciate this first episode. They kind of went quickly to like get Carol to French in the series, by episode 1. So I was kind of happy about that,
No, that's good that they hooked her up with somebody to get over to France. That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very but it's also very like contriving. Like it's very like it's very like what a give. Like the first motherfucker that Carol finds when she like wrecks her car, it has a plane. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then why did she have to lie to him?
Yeah, I mean, you don't know he's gonna be crazy. Like, like that's the Walking Dead thing. You don't know how crazy these people gonna be. You don't know it's gonna be another Herschel Farm situation.
She lied about her daughter still being alive.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, what else he's gonna like? what else she's gonna convince besides the friend? It makes sense to use the daughter because that will connect to the guy more emotionally to do it. Like if it's just a guy, it's like okay, why I want to risk my life to save this random person that I don't know either. So instead, she did the smart thing in the zombie apocalypse. It's like, oh, I need to get to my family overseas. My daughter's
Okay.
here.
So in
No,
Maine,
it makes sense. It makes sense. You crazy fool. Anyway, that's all.
In Maine, Carol finds the auto repair shop where Daryl had collected walkers, recovers his lost crossbow, and forces the men to tell her that Daryl has been taken to France. Searching for a way to cross the ocean, Carol befriends Ash Patel. Ash, whose young son has died, owns a small plane. He obsessively stays on a way to cross the ocean. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. He obsessively stays on his property, which is a shrine to his son rather than moving elsewhere. So I'll stop there. I enjoyed Ash. And the other thing is like it was so weird that Carol was sneaking up on his shit too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck, man? You know what I mean? And then she got caught by that trap.
Yeah, caught in that trap. Yeah, but she did that intentionally because what else she's gonna do? To get his attention. So yeah, it was very funny.
She did that intentionally.
Yeah, so she noticed the trap. She saw the wire. What she did, she intentionally did that so that she doesn't like like inadvertently killed the guy. She needs medical.
Oh, because she needed medical attention. Okay.
Well, and also get the plane. To go over the French. That's you need to think like Carol. She's thinking 2 steps ahead of us. That's how smart she is, and I just love her like that. It's just that's the reason I love Carol. It's she's so smart in a zombie apocalypse that many don't do. So she did that intentionally to get his attention, to get medical help, for that cut in her head, but also slowly trying to convince him to take her to French, hopefully, So that's the whole game for this episode. It's just that's her trying to get because she knows where Daryl is. It's just how to get there was an issue until she sees this plane. But I agree with you, Jeff. It is convenient that after getting hit by a dinner dying whatever.
It was a walker. Simple. She hit a walker.
Yeah. Again, okay, whatever. Hit by a walker. It was convenient that she sees that plane. It's wow. It's could have been a helicopter or a gyro.
I thought it was gonna be the fucking the Commonwealth or whatever. Not the Commonwealth, but I thought it was gonna be the motherfuckers from the ones who live.
Oh yeah. Was
the general and shit.
Yeah, what's their names? I forgot their names. The RPM, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that is kind of weird. They didn't do that.
I was waiting for it to be a helicopter.
Yeah, and what is she gonna do? Just convince him to go there. But yeah, so that was, very convenient. I mean, that'd be kind of cool to tie in with the ones who live, but.
What do you think of that? What did you think of that section of the episode that I talked about?
Oh yeah. So her discovering the sun thing, I kind of expected that. I appreciate they that what is it? Carol remembering her daughter that got killed in season 2. That was really cool that they brought that back up. It's been many years since she, thought about Sophie, her daughter, right? So it makes a lot of sense, and when she got to the garden, she totally makes sense why he's like that, So I thought that was really clever, but this is kind of funny. I don't know what you thought about this. I think it was kind of stupid for the guy not getting a new generator to keep his place more secure, because it was so dumb that you know, to let the walkers in when she had to shut down, I think, the power to go in or something like that. So I thought that was like kind of weird. But Carol can think her feet like very well, and so she was able to escape from those walkers that enter in the garden. Um, but yeah, and I actually really like this new character. Was it Ash? That's his name. Yeah, Ash. Um, like makes total sense. He's very similar to Carol. Like they both lost, their respective children, right? And so they have something in common. And I could see them becoming a couple, maybe, but we'll see. I don't think he's gonna survive that long in the series because the trailer you just show us, we don't see him at all, besides the plane in the first episode. So I'm a little worried about that. I hope he survives. I don't need him to become the next pigeon man, It's like, fly away, my pigeons. But I hope Ash does like survives and be part of this new cast for long. But I don't think he's gonna survive in the next episode or something like that.
No, he's probably gonna die. I
Ugh.
mean, I thought I saw him like infected in the trailer. Wasn't that him infected?
I need to see that trailer again. I guess so. That trailer was quick. I need to see that again. But yeah, if that's so, then that's a shame because I really like Ash. I think he really had a lot of potential to grow as a character. But I'm happy actually. The characters that Daryl rescued that we saw from episode from last season, I'm very happy they're coming back to be part of the main group in that castle because I really like the older guy and the other nun that is very in love with that other guy. Like I actually like those characters from last season, and because they helped them escape. So I'm very happy they survive. And so like at least we got them to be surviving. I'm perfectly happy to see Ash, like at least die nobly as a hero, because he at least took Carol to French, right?
Yeah, most definitely. So where we wrap up with the episode is that despite the fact that Carol entered Ash's greenhouse without permission, Ash saves Carol from a walker attack, which was a very dramatic scene. By
Yeah.
playing on his sympathies and claiming that her daughter Sophia's is in France, Carol's able to convince Ash to fly her to France so that she can search for Sophia. Ash and Carol fly away just as walkers overrun his compound during a power failure that lets them in the gate.
Yep.
So that's how the episode wraps up, basically. And what are your thoughts on that section of the episode, Andreas, that final third of the episode?
Fantastic. First off, that lightning was crazy. Like it's like hit that generator and destroy it. Like wow, that storm was very crazy. So, but anyway, it was cool. It was really visually interesting. Like it was really dark, like atmosphere to seeing the walkers coming from the trees with those like light. Like it felt like a very Night of the Living Dead. From George Romero's first film. And we saw a little bit of like killing of a walker, being killed by one of the plane. What is it, like engine wheel? And that was really cool. Very gross. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I will complain. The way they end this episode was so weird. Like just ending that plane to and the sunrise was kind of cool. But I think we needed a more proper ending for the episode because it just cuts to the commercial and then go into the behind scenes of this upcoming season. So it was weird when when we got to the end. Like I didn't know it. We just end right there, But overall, I thought that was a spectacular episode. It was at least we had some action. But I think this episode needed more like killing of the walkers, maybe to sacrifice our back to the show. But yeah, I really enjoyed the ending of this episode.
Give me a rating for the first episode of Daryl Dixon season 2.
I'll give it an 8 out of 10. It's not that bad. It's a good season premiere. It's not as good as the first season's premiere, I gotta say. But it does a good job of just setting us up for this second season. So that's a good thing. So we're gonna get better episodes after this. So which is a good thing.
It's a piece of the puzzle. I'll give it a 6.75. I think episode 2 will be better, but again, I thought the episode dragged when it flipped over to Carol, and it was all Carol and Ash developing and all that, together and all that. I felt like that really dragged a little bit. But that is our wrap up of Penguin episode 2 and Daryl Dixon season 2 episode 1. Andre's the Pop Culture Guy. I'm going to plug you out, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. There he is.
Hello, everyone. Andreas Pop Culture Guy. Just recently post a Terror Comptoner tribute for my favorite actress, Jenna Ortega. And so this is our character. Unfortunately, she's going to come back for the next Scream movie, so it was a good time to do that. Tomorrow, I'm going to post my top favorite DC monsters. Check it out. We're going to start the Halloween season. I just going to do a short... I'm going to go back doing shorts tomorrow. Start fresh in October. So please check out my shorts. They're really fun. And they get into the skin of Jeff TrueKnowledge. See that? Doing well.
They don't get under my skin.
I just like how you comment that. But anyway, check out my shorts. They're fun. Just be myself. Now the live. Please go click the live there, sir. I have posted the major live streams that I'm going to have. So I'm going to do the recaps on Africa and Penguin. I definitely want to include Daryl, and the fact that we're starting with Daryl, so I'm going to put Daryl in that mix as well. And then I have already the 2 movie reviews that's going to come out for the next, in the 2 weeks separate. So all that's set up for October. So I'm ready for October. Start something fresh. And if you're waiting for the next live stream, check out the previous streams I have here. I got all the movie reviews. I got some of the Chucky. Speaking of Chucky, check out me and Jeff's Chucky reviews live stream. That's how I started the live stream review. So I gotta say, let's do to all the Chucky. Chucky, you're a great fun series. Very sad for you to go. Fun show. Without this show, I couldn't have done the live stream. So very sad it's an ending. But we're gonna get another movie. He's gonna come back in some form. So it's not like the end of the world.
And folks, on the Bleeding Edge, you will see us again, Andres and I, on Agatha episode 4 on Wednesday night at 9:35 p.m. Eastern. This Friday, we wrap up the Rings of Power with our Rings of Power finale. God bless everybody out there that caught us live tonight. We really appreciate you. This is 9/30/2024. It is Monday, and we are out of here. Peace.